the one thing that's interesting is that like I called that attempt being record like it would be 6 or 7 days ago now. That did happen, but also this stream had been going pretty poorly. I don't think I even got past disco. I got to out of episode 4 once, and it was terrible. Whatever. Yeah, and so on this attempt, oh wait, I guess I have desktop audio. Well, I was gonna listen to music, but whatever. On this attempt, I got a 207.5, which was my best negotiations of the day by like 2.5 seconds. And so I was just like, well, I guess this is the run. And then one thing that really only means anything to you if you run the game at like a high level is that I got the good cycle here in Invasion. So I didn't get any spawns, which was also the first time that had happened that day. And then I also had like a perfect tree, and I was just like, well, this is the run. But like actually during this level, right when I saw the good cycle, that's when I started telling myself like, what if this is the run? You know, the one attempt at what if it actually is? That's when I started telling it was that early into the run that I started doing that. Anyway, so the first like bad part of the run is here. Okay. It's here. So one, I mean, this level is kind of dumb, but I got shot twice here. It only really happens if you get shot immediately, and then that commander droid, I think, nailed me. Oh no, actually, this guy hit me. That's really rare. Usually that guy just like does not hit you at all. And when he does, the heart doesn't usually go all the way over there. So at this point, I'm at 2 hearts, and there's nothing you can do. Like, neither of them dropped hearts. That's just terrible RNG. Look, another one did not drop hearts. And then that guy dropped a heart, but he happened to pre-fire me up into the air. And so now I'm still at 2 hearts. And then the heart fell behind the transition. So I'm just guaranteed to die here. The problem with the death, though, is that it's going to be a bad death because I'm at 1 heart. And I actually get a heart in the window, which is pretty common. But even then, like, you can see I'm trying to avoid them, but it just didn't, yeah. I just didn't have enough time. So that's a really bad death. I don't know. That's pretty much the first bad split of the run. Then we have Feed, which I don't know if you guys haven't watched this record, it's actually a really good one to watch. It's very entertaining. And I will show you why. Here are this is like the 10 steps to a good feed. I think it was this one. I probably already started doing the bit. Although you do kind of have to focus for this trick. That was really fast, though. Was it this run? I'm pretty sure it is. That was a really good button room, actually. Oh, no. And then I fucking died. Wait, did this gold? Or was this a different run that I golded on? Okay. Because... So, okay, yeah, so then there's also left side. This is something that I added recently. Because, yeah. It's really hard. But I do this really fast. Like, no one else does it at this speed. I actually don't know how this worked. So, player 2, it's, like, a lot easier, but sometimes player 1 gets this, like, weak-ass baby jump for some reason. And then sometimes player 2 gets a much higher double jump. I don't know. Really surprised that worked, but yeah. Anyway, this could have been this was like a decent theat exit. I don't know, what is it? 1605? 1605. Okay, that did gold. So the one thing I messed up in this level, really, besides the fact that I died twice, is I didn't get a slash there. You want to get a slash in that cutscene. But yeah, I'm really happy with the 440 feet. Like, that's actually really nice. Then this was gonna be a good episode 1 exit. Well, it's just like I'm not gonna analyze episode 1 because it's episode 1. Once we get past episode 1, I will actually start like watching the run. But yeah. I missed both cycle skips, and by the way, listen to this and tell me this is not a scam that I missed this one. Really? Really? Like, how did that miss, dude? I don't even know. I feel like I'm at a good distance here. Jump on the same frame. You can literally see a jump on the same frame. Oh, and I slash on the same frame. What? How? Wait. What? When does he take? I just don't understand. I jumped and slashed on the same frame. Jump on the same frame, and then slash on the same frame. You can literally see it. Right there. That's the slash. So, that's awesome. It's literally the most perfect cycle skip ever. And then this one was just not close, honestly. No. That was a terrible attempt, honestly. Why did that fail? Why did that just fail? I don't know why I'm complaining about that. Why did that fail? The timing was good on that one as well, but the distance was completely wrong. Okay. So, whatever. I mean, it would have been a really nice episode 1 exit. I was actually pretty tilted after this. But anyway, now we can get into the part of the run that I'll actually watch because, you know, I'm not going to really go through episode 1. There's just no point. It was a bad escape. It was a bad mall. Simple as that. Obviously, 345.1 pod race is good. You know, you don't get that if you're anyone else, but I'm the GOAT. I mean, let's just, you know, play the actual level. Okay, so this level, I believe, went pretty badly. So I left a turret alive and then had a terrible backup. To be honest, I'm kind of surprised that I left that one alive. Like, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. It was 1 bullet away from hitting. That's why it should break on the first bullet here, right? Yeah. So you have. So if you guys don't know, by the way, the those turrets, those get those take 3 shots of damage before you kill them. So if you didn't know that, that's probably good info to have. The rest of this room was fine. It was a little scuffed because of the camera, but yeah. And then getting a good exit out of this room all comes down to how you actually leave the room, pretty much. So getting player 1, if you look at what I'm doing with player 1 here, I'm going to turn around and then I'm going to angle a little bit up so that I don't go too far left, but I'll end up right about here. And you want to be facing better than last time, apparently. Okay, shut up, buddy. You want to be facing to the left or right because the Anakin speeder has a pretty bad turning radius. So you want to be able to... You don't want to be like facing backwards, basically. Otherwise, you won't be able to turn around. So that's pretty much most of the time loss in the level already. One interesting thing is that I do something very specific here. So you see I'm at 4 hearts and 3 hearts. It's really important that you have a good heart count going into the end room. So what I do is I go just to the right of his turret line, and I shoot the first one with player 2. And then I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to go just to the left of his turret line. So I pretty much never get hit here, which is a really important small adjustment. So just barely going to the left of his turret line. and then I can shoot the turret. And then this one, you should never get hit by the last one, to be honest. Yeah. So this room, like, I missed a turret, right? The thing about missing a turret is that it usually doesn't really matter. Like, I'm still at 2 hearts. It's only going to be a problem if I go down to 1 heart, which it might. But you can see that I figured that would probably hit him enough time. Unfortunately, I just kind of did it slowly. But either way, if you leave one alive, especially that one, it's probably fine. And then I got really unlucky here. I still don't actually know what happened. Like, why did it shoot out? I honestly don't know why I did that. What? So that lost me like an extra second. Wait, what even happened? I actually have no idea what happened. So, yeah, that's a weird one. Okay, let's get into Camino. Because this is, I don't really think that this was too bad of a split. Oh, well, there's my biggest mistake of the whole thing. So, okay, I will just address the R4 fly allegations because I do this with one player in, and I know that it's worse. I'm well aware that this is worse, but, like, I don't know. I just can't do the 2-player setup consistently. Or can I? That's right. This is a good time to write down new stuff, because there is going to be new stuff that I am changing. So, new stuff. Well, let's start with our 2-player R4 fly, because that is something I actually need to do. So that's going to start off the list. It saves a dropout. More importantly, it allows you to. How did I make that? What? It allows you to do R4 fly from a different camera, which I think people who do 2-player R4 fly are more consistent than I am with 1-player R4 fly. So I'd rather just switch to it, to be honest. I'm gonna quickly get rid of this guy. Other than that, like, Camino, I think I'm okay at. The reason that I lose time in this level a lot of the time is, 1, I never go for no deactivate, which is probably worth trying out. Like, maybe I should give it a go, but I don't like doing it very much. And I do a slower Camino clip setup because I want it to never miss. And it does never miss, but it's slower. Like, I can concede that much. Regardless, I think a 140 out of this room is pretty good, especially if we're going into the extras menu. Like, shit. What does he get here?
Ted Cruz skip income?
Yeah, so, like, I'm only half a second behind CG. But it's more like 1 second because there's also a dropout that he skips. But 1 second behind CG out of that room, like, that is good. That is obviously good. The problem is that I don't do drops in warp, or sorry, I don't do drop gym warp. So I'm gonna lose 2.5 seconds in the bomb room. This is a 158. Automatically. No, he doesn't skip the dropout. He does the dropout earlier. I'm saying like, no, I do a dropout in this room. 42. I do the dropout here. He does it in the previous room. So that's the dropout I'm talking about. That must have been a good button skip. But yeah, it's not a great exit, but it's good for the strats that I'm doing. I guess, like, maybe I can gold this level without. So 158, that's losing like a second. Bomb room, I know I'm pretty good at, but it doesn't really matter because if I don't do drop gym warp, I'm just going to lose 2.5 seconds or whatever it is automatically. And keep in mind that Evan's gold was not trying to kill any droids in the end room. So it's a little, you know, weird. But in this run, I got a 112.8 room 1 in Invasion. And I believe I got 6 boxes or 5 boxes. I think it was 6. Or maybe I just don't remember how many boxes I got. But I think I'm trying to kill like 4 here. Or something. 249 into the chair room should not end up as a 449, but let's see how many I killed. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's very stupid that you can do this, right? I hold deflect and it killed 1 because one of them hit R4. This is a problem that people don't realize is happening a lot. Sometimes R4 can eat the bullets from like 3 of these droids. I just don't really know how to avoid it, but it's really annoying. Because it makes it a lot harder to kill them, and you can see that it makes my line have to be so much worse in this room. Anyway, holding up on the keyboard for that Camino clip, in case I messed it up a little bit, I'll still have the opportunity to get it. 319, this should be more like a 448, but I probably messed up the ending a little bit. Not amazing. I mean, I had some good starts, but either way, this run is like not terrible. It's gonna be a 29-23 or 29-24 at this point. And that's good. I'd say anything under 29-30 is like solid. But I would preferably like something under 29-20. About the same as the last one. Yeah, so okay, slow rocket forcing. This is of course the problem with your button to press special being this one. You know, it ends up being very hard to spam the force button. And I think one possible solution to that would be doing the fight on player 2. The only problem is I think that it gets a little weird because he likes to target player 1, so I probably won't end up adopting that. But yeah, so that's a 449. You guys are typing some crazy chat messages. We'll just leave it at that. Okay. Now we're into my least favorite level in the game. Of course, Droid Factory. Trying to make it out of this room with 4 hearts on both players, which I do. The reason you want to have 4 hearts on player 2, well, I guess I'll explain that in the next room. However, yeah, this is a rare sight. Doing this dropout correctly is a pretty rare sight. Oh my god. I did the dropout correctly. This is just a free gold now. Well, it wasn't a free gold. Also, yeah, he did not hit me there. So I do a specific movement. Oops. I do a specific movement here on this pipe. It's really easy to get stuck on the edge of the pipe if you go into the corner here. So I try to jump on the beginning of the pipe, actually, like right around here. Cut off that line on top of the pipe instead. And then I try to force it right when I'm somewhere between the fan and the cutoff between the 2 circles. That's where I try to force it, and then you can just do a double jump. Literally a free gold now. So that's how I do that section. And that is the one part of the level that I am actually good at. I save time to everyone in those 2 rooms, and then I lose time to everyone for the rest of the level, fortunately. But yeah. So, okay, so for this, I picked up the new strat, obviously, and that meant I needed to focus on trying to get 2 force pushes as well, because I just wanted to go fast. So what I do is I jump with Anakin when I cross this line in the door. And then I double jump to avoid the first 2 droideka shots, force these 2 droids, then force R2. Then I jump down and go across. But that happened, which is honestly kind of rare. Like, that shouldn't happen, but honestly, that was like, dude, what was I supposed to do here, man? He read me. Because, like, okay, so I'm against the pole, right? So I actually couldn't go any other direction. I had to go down. That's fucking crazy. And then for some reason, this was really stupid of me. I respawned. Like, this is when I respawned. And then instead of trying to jump on the bucket, I just stood there. And then I dropped out. So this was a throw. Because you are going to see what happens in the next room. I cannot believe that, man. And it's not how you're supposed to do this. What? Like, what the fuck am I doing? Yeah, this was really bad. This turned into, what, a 5-second time loss because of that, pretty much. That just shouldn't happen. Like, that's terrible. And once again, so I've been told that you should just go for the power up in this situation. I don't really like doing that because honestly, I don't enjoy doing the cave movement without some sort of consistent, like, spacing between my players. And having player 1 get really far behind player 2 just feels like a bad idea. Cool. I did a damage boost, woohoo. Actually hit the cutscene skip, really rare occasion. Doesn't usually happen. So then I do something here. This is a drop-in warp that I don't think I see other people do. A lot of people will come over here, they pan straight right, and then they wait for him to fly over and land. But if you do this, he is on the ground instantly, which is not that much faster, but it is a little faster. I did time it, and it is a little bit faster. Honestly, this level was carried by the menuing, to be honest. But yeah, and then I do Signor's method for that strat. I think I didn't die here, luckily. So yeah, overall, I'd say that room went pretty well. It's just unfortunate because I lost about 5 seconds to getting shot one time with Anakin, which is really stupid. That's completely my fault. I mean, the getting shot wasn't really my fault, but everything after that was my fault. I do need to work on this end section, but overall, I think with this level, I've definitely improved a lot. It used to be one of my worst levels. Man, that sucks. And yeah, keep in mind, the chat is only Snullet, because despite having like 80 viewers during this entire run, this was like at 12 a.m. And yeah. And I didn't even get the power up. I just need to put one together now. I think I'm slowly getting there a little bit more. Okay, let's skip this. Alright, this is the biggest time loss of the run so far. In fact, it's not even close. It's really, really, really bad. And you will see why. Okay. So, honestly, that is fucked. Like, I don't know if you guys understand what happened here. Watch this guy in the bottom left. Just watch him. He literally shoots me in between my blocks. It's basically impossible for me to react to that because I'm getting shot by the Droideka. That guy just fucking killed me. And so at this point, the Droideka won't shoot you when you have iframes from respawning. It's another piece of info for you guys. So I realized that it's probably going to be better to just slam him and then deflect his shots into him instead of doing a combo slash. That's pretty much always going to be faster because I've lost iframes by the time I finish slamming. Okay. So that's actually not the worst first pillar I've ever gotten. That only lost around 8 seconds. But the rest of the pillars were terrible. This one was actually, I think, fine. Until this. Okay. Dude, this level pisses me off a lot. But the pillars are genuinely just unreal. Look at this. Alright. I break the shield at 112.1. Okay. He shoots at me. He shoots at me 2.5 seconds later. It takes him 2.5 seconds to shoot. And also, by the time he has shot at me, I'm no longer in range of deflecting into him. Actually, I am. It just missed. So when I say there's like small RNG in this run, this is what it is. Right? It's like I lose 2.5 seconds to if he had just shot instantly. Yes, I should have been hitting him, but it's so rare for this to happen. And then to get that angle for the first bullet, and then that angle for the second bullet is just ridiculous. Like, that's insane. I don't know why that happened, but yeah.
Like, what is that?
Anyway, at this point, I've lost all my time in this
Oh
level.
my god, man.
Like, this pillar isn't even that terrible. It's not good. But, I mean, dude, look at this. This is like 144 pillars or something. That right there is a 16-second time loss on the pillars alone. So, yeah. I mean, it is what it is.
It's,
The seed I get here is... Let's see. I mean, it can be any one of the 3 seeds right now. I'm really used to that wave 1. Like, I know how to handle it.
wow.
But yeah, I mean, the damage has been done at this point. At this point, I can tell that this is 214, which is a really good seed in general. I'm not going to find this guy at the end here, which is just unfortunate, because, like, on 214, I couldn't have played this faster. So this was completely
I
random,
didn't even want him to show up anyway, so that's actually totally fine.
but I get him really fast. The thing is, like, if he had shown up at the end here, it would have been like 5 or 6 seconds faster. Actually turned it into like a salvageable Jedi battle, but there's nothing you can do sometimes. Also got stuck in the punch animation here because I was trying to shoot the droid and then I didn't realize there was one right next to me. Anyway, yeah, I'm not gonna play the end of the fucking level because whatever.
Doesn't lose like 8 seconds.
324. I mean, it's almost a gold if I just had a good pillars. So, yeah, that's just unfortunate. I got a good seed, and I did not turn it into a good Jedi battle. And that is one of the more frustrating things you can do in that level. But it happens. I definitely need to practice the first pillar a good amount. This is just like a standard gunship. What's my gunship? Yeah.
Dude, I'm gonna die.
Okay.
Help.
One note here. That a lot of people die in gunship when they don't need to. First off, when you come up to first barrier skip, you should have 4 hearts. You should always have 4 hearts. Because it actually starts at the very beginning of the look. Like, I'm just actually, you know what? I've never done this before, so I am going to analyze this. Oh, we got a redemption hold. Holy shit. He can finally make his cameo during the analysis. It's time. All right. So, oh my god, and small elephant. The double. Insane. You wouldn't really call him small, probably, but you know, compared to the fucking behemoth back there, you know what I mean? This is my ride or die right here. My day one. Then this is the tiny guy, and that's the big one. So, okay. I'll keep the light on, right? What? So anyway, there, he'll be like barely visible. So anyway, okay. In gunship, you need to start off by killing everything, because if you get shot a single time at the beginning of the level, it slows you down. And if you get slowed down and don't make the cycle at the very beginning, that is like actually a huge problem. So normally, I mean, you're going to get hit by this laser, right? You're always going to get hit by this laser. But you have, oh shit, Jared, thanks for the raid. It's party 12. You have 4 opportunities to get a heart here. Because remember, this is not RNG. Okay, you have this guy, the, wait, this is the Hailfire. You have this, like, capsule, if you will. Right? So you got the Hailfire, you got the capsule, and then you got the Spider Droid. Okay, so those are 3 opportunities to get a heart. And even if you don't, like, let's just say you're still on 3, your 4th opportunity is this other capsule right here. Because you should not ever get hit by that laser. I don't even know if it's possible to get hit by that laser. So at this point, you've had 4 opportunities to get a heart. There's another Hailfire you can get a heart from. That's 5 opportunities to get a heart. Then you get a mini kit and another Hailfire. Okay, that's 6 opportunities to get a heart, and I don't think you can get one from a mini kit, but I could be wrong on that. This is where people go wrong so many times. You shouldn't take damage from this laser. If you hold too far left, you actually will take damage from the back laser, because when you're in between them, you will take damage. But if you are holding more up, you can look at my control stick here. It's more like up left. It's like this direction. When you are going up left, you should not ever take damage to this laser. This is actually worth practicing. Okay, so at this point, you should have 4 hearts. There's no reason you shouldn't. You kill both these. If you somehow have 3 hearts, you will definitely have 4 hearts at this point. I mean, look, that one was right there, but I couldn't get it because I'm already at 4. All right. Now, at this point, there's a Hailfire right here. You want to make sure you shoot him. You do not want to let him damage you here. Right? Now, unless you are extremely slow, you should not get hit by this laser. So at this point, you're still at 4 hearts. There's just no way you wouldn't be. All right, do first barrier skip. It's possible to take a heart of damage on first barrier skip. If you do, that's your fault. You turned in too early. I would say that's like something you should avoid as well. All right, now, sometimes, if I'm at 3 hearts, I'll kill this guy. If not, I'll ignore him. Because this is 3 extra opportunities to get a heart. So at this point, there's basically, when you get to this laser, there's no way that you would be at less than 4 hearts. So this will hit me down to 3, and now all I need is 1 more heart for the rest of the level. That's all I need. So you got this guy, this guy, this guy. So that's the Spider, 2 Hailfires. And I actually don't get lucky, but fortunately I have a capsule. Don't get lucky on that. Another Hailfire, another Spider. Don't get lucky on any of those. I don't think you can get one from the mini kit. Actually, you don't even need a heart, right? Because the only way you hit this laser is if you're going too fast. So you can see I intentionally go a little bit off the edge to get stuck on the wall here with the ship. And that'll lose me just enough time to not get hit by that laser. So I'm at 3 hearts, and then I'm fine. But if you still need a heart, then you have this Hailfire and this capsule. And at that point, if you're at 2 hearts, well, I mean, that sucks. But it's so hard for that to happen. So that is my analysis on why you should honestly almost never die in this first room. Pretty much ever. It should just almost never happen.
Dude, I'm gonna die. Help.
1, 2, and then if you're gonna get hit by this last laser, just do what I did. Take a wide line so that you don't get hit. You just need to lose that little bit of time to not make the cycle too early to get hit by that laser. Okay. I do this strat. It's probably worth, if you're on keyboard, it's definitely worth doing like the flip strat instead, the 180, but I like doing the 360 personally. I just like it better on controller. All right. So another thing that a lot of people don't do, you'll see that when I enter this room, I'm holding attack on both players. I'm actually holding upright and attack on player 1, and then I switched to down left, I guess. Or down right, I mean. And then I'm holding attack on player 2. what you will see is that as I come over here, I'm going to drop out once I'm near the bomb. I have already killed a lot of the, you know, like enemy content in the last room, which helps a lot. I've already killed 3 Hellfires. You see 1, 2, and then there was 1 back there, and a Spider Droid. So now when I go to do this, there's nothing in your way ever between the first bomb and the second bomb. But there will be that Spider Droid. I always kill that Spider Droid. And then this Hellfire who will follow you. Always kill that one as well. Then there'll be a couple other... There's a bunch of enemies over in this area, but you can kind of just ignore them for now. I kill this Spider Droid because he's just in the way. And then there'll be some Hellfires on your way to this next bomb. Those are the last Hellfires that you really need to deal with until you get to this next bomb, where you will get between 1 and 3 Hellfires in your way. You can always kill all of them. Hellfires die in 1 hit. You just need to do 1 damage. So 3 shots should kill all of them. But I only had 1, so I killed it. And then in this, just shoot a little bit. Because the thing is, like, you'll know if the droid is going to get in your way for this bomb. But because I saw there was a Spider Droid, I dragged it really far instead. So it is a little bit slower, but that's how you can make sure that that bomb hits. And then for the ending, like, there's pretty much no way that you're going to encounter a droid. I didn't really talk much about the bomb directions, but that's more of like a tutorial thing. So I try and launch this bomb with my ship going directly right here, because that'll give you the perfect angle for the bomb. You'll actually see. It goes right into the laser gate immediately. Turn around. Once you're turned around, call in so that they don't call in the other direction. And spam. Pretty slow ending, 3 frames, whatever. You can actually do that in 1 frame, but it's fine. That's a good gunship to get. In a run like this, you're chilling with anything 143 or lower, pretty much. Like, that's totally fine. Okay, so then we have Dooku. And I'm not going to talk too much about this level because this is kind of like not an auto-scroller, but like, there's so little gameplay. And obviously it's a very, you know, important level, but not for any reason past the first room. I mean, the way I do Dooku skip is very fast, obviously. I do hit the transition faster than everyone else, but that's because you motherfuckers need to learn how to drop out or stop playing on keyboard. So I'll hit this here at 37.1 or 37.2. 37.2 is really good. My Dooku skip setup is copied from Xenor's. It's just his setup, pretty much. So I come over to the transition. Once I'm past the doorway here, I turn around just for a very small amount of time. Very, very small. And then I call in before he's at the transition. That's all you have to do. You just call in before he's at the transition. The earlier you call in, the faster your setup actually is, because you can actually drag him into the transition. But that's more like what Xenor does, and I don't really like doing that because it's a little risky. So there you go. That's a fast Dooku skip. Now, one other thing that I would like to mention is that look when I slash. Look, you'll see when I jump. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Or what, 19? Okay, I thought it was 20, but around 20 frames after the cutscene ends is when you want to jump to do your slash. And that will actually cause you to get a redrop in Secret Plans most of the time, and that's fine, because we force that now. But you will see that I do this at the same time every time. And this is how you get a really early slash onto him. Like, I'm already slashing him by the time he comes on screen. And that can end up saving quite a bit of time. And then you've got barrels. This, I don't even think I got fast barrels here, because I accidentally saw that I hit him, like, back to the left here, because I just didn't force the barrel early enough.
And that was kind of from the right, so...
So you can hear me say, that was kind of from the right, which means that I hit him slightly from the right, So in order to get a fast barrel here, I'm going to need to go from the left.
Oh, I fucked it. No,
And I fucked it up.
the right.
Y-
So
And to hit him to the left, you don't have to be super fast, but you want to force as soon as it becomes blue, right? So right now, that's when I would have been able to force. I waited really long time, like literally right here. I needed to go at least like 0.1 earlier, and I didn't. That would have given me fast barrels. And so I did not get fast barrels there, which is deserved. It's pretty much all skill.
fine, but
If I had done that,
not.
it would have worked. But I did not. So anyway, this next section is interesting. I will actually jump, you can see, right before the wipe ends, okay? But the wipe is going to end, so I jump, wipe ends, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I give myself 2 frames to move up to target Dooku. Because if I don't, or not necessarily for me to move up, but for him to get close to me, otherwise you're just going to miss. So if you do it before the wipe ends, you're just going to miss. So that first slash is pretty difficult to like time consistently, but yeah, that's just like a nuance. I probably didn't get any fast cycles. I've been missing these a lot. I can actually tell you what frame I would have needed to go on, so I needed to slash. I needed to slash on my, I needed a perfect jump slash, yeah. Like jump and then slash in the next frame. Otherwise, it wasn't gonna work.
Can I just hit this once, please?
And then this one, I fucked up because I accidentally ran back into the thing. When you do that, you're not gonna be in the correct positioning, and you'll see I accidentally made it like really fast, but I didn't mean to do that. And so it's just gonna be way too late because I'm not set up for it anymore.
Go too far, dude. Like that would have worked.
That's about it for Dooku. This level, like, there's not that much in it. There's obviously some nuances, but yeah. So I got a 19, and this is a 4107. To be honest, I'm not super happy about this exit. This is kind of the problem, right? Like, if we look at the best exits, yes, my best exit is a 4057, but that's not very good, is the thing. Like, that's honestly kind of bad. Because if you look at the best exits, like some of these split times are just like 321 Jedi Battle is not good. 220 Dooku is not good. 146 is like they're all just mediocre. Like you can just do so much better. 428 BHP as well is just kind of bad. So yes, it's only 10 seconds off best exit, but best exit is not good. So that's kind of the conclusion there. This is a slow shop. Normally what I try and do in the shop, like if I had gotten to R2, this would have been a good shop. But I did not. So normally what I try and do is I'll swap to the character that's over here, but there wasn't one. So unlucky. I'll turn the light back off. Thank you, Andre. I'll leave you guys with this really fun cutscene.
That's good, Erasmi. That's what you should be doing. What? No, please. Okay.
so bad. Uh. Oh my god, really? Okay, that's interesting. Don't do it again. Do not do it again. Okay, we're probably fine. Who knows? You build on the 17th step. I'm pretty sure. This is terrible. This probably is like a 620 at best, I think. Yeah, that's what.
Guys, I'm here to react. I'm back.
I haven't been doing it. Honestly, there's like actually nothing to say about this level. Let me just see what my exit was here. Okay, yeah, I lost 2 seconds. One of them was in the cantina. That's all you need to know. This surrender room kind of sucks also. I usually am just like, I don't know why I had to punch there, but I did, and it's pretty slow when that happens. You try to keep R2 moving as much as you can here, because he is obviously the bottleneck, but like, in a weird way. Like, in the sense that the camera is controlled by Antilles, so, you know, regardless of the fact that R2 is the bottleneck, Antilles is also kind of a bottleneck. So, this is just stupid to me. You can see the camera start turning, and I called in so early. Like, there's no reason to call in that early. You should realistically be, like, I mean, it'll show what the... I can call in now. Yeah. You just need R2 to not be on screen. That's all you need. And I called in way too early. He was clearly, like, fully on screen. There was no reason to do that. Yeah, camera pan skip, whatever. Like, technically, I wasn't actually that early, but you also just don't have to go that early if you don't want to. You can just go later and it's fine. So, yeah. Alright, we're into strat number 2 that I'm adding. Gap jump. Coming to theaters near you. Fully capable of getting it. I'm also my gold has it. I've done it in some runs before. Oh wow. I completely forgot about this. That hasn't happened in so long. I knew that was gonna happen. I don't have any words for that. That's just stupid. I can't believe that even happened. Let's go to the actual out of bounds. So I have a visual cue for when to start forcing here. I look at this blue thing, the blue ring, wait for it to go away. Now, wait like a couple frames, and then I'll start forcing. And that usually works. Then for the out of bounds, I try to go as high as I can on the slope. And then just do like a decently spaced jump so that I can turn around midair. Get around. You need a good angle for it. It's basically all that really matters. Ooh, why did I do that? 1, 2, 3. No reason to do that. I did a double jump for some reason, which is just like gonna put me super high. This is so bad. Anyway,
Jesus.
156 is not good. I mean, it's because of the death, right? Like, it's just because I killed myself in the first room, so that's not surprising, of course, but yeah, that still kind of sucks. I mean, you don't really want to see that happen. I just realized I can move this, like, up here. The Sandcrawler, like, there are a lot of nuances that go into this level, but it's not, you know. It's not very hard, I think. You just have to, like, do it correctly every time. Like, you don't have to, like, adjust to many, like, weird situations most of the time. At least not until you get into this room. I try and kill 3 here. So luckily I did kill 3 right at the last second. I hear the 2 death noises, and that means that I'm good to go.
I know that was
Just send it into the end of the room.
those gonk positions made that like that could have been really bad.
So I do a specific way of doing this. Right, so I'll do left, right, right, and then left again to finish it off. Right when it's hitting, I drop out. Now, the player 2 is obviously Obi-Wan. And I mean, this is still on pace for like a 56 Junlin, which is fine. 55 maybe even. That
How did that work?
was a really bad setup. So normally you want to be almost against the wall. That first jump was fine, but that angle was terrible. Like, you can see how far from the wall I am. You want to be kind of like parallel with it. And then I spaced it just enough to land on it, and then did not walk up enough at all. So I had to get a really well-spaced jump to get around that corner.
That worked. What the fuck was that?
But yeah, that was not
Actual like worst setup of all.
not the setup that I'm going for usually. So hold straight up here. For
Worst
those
setup
who
of
want to
all
learn
time.
gap jump in 3 seconds, or bone bridge, I mean, you put that left stud on the ground between your legs. Hold straight up on the control stick. Single jump, buffer jump, get an edge jump. That's all it is. It's really easy. Then I do this movement fast because, yeah, why not, right? So land right here. That's going to be the best line. Double jump onto this platform. Single jump, buffer jump, and we're going to do a slash onto the fast part of the slope. You want to have forward momentum when you're sliding, otherwise your slide will be slow. Then double jump around, double jump to the end. And then come up on here for the fastest line. I tried to slash over that rock, but did not get the slash off. So for this, I try to get him off the speeder, and then I'm going to turn when the windshield is at his head, which is conveniently the next frame. But right now, I'm going to go from straight right to up left. If you look in the control stick, up left is pretty much the direction you want. That'll clip him in basically every time. You don't want to have too much speed, otherwise it'll be, not consistent anymore. Excuse me.
Good job. Hilarious.
So, yeah, let's get into Spaceport Room 1.
That I just thought.
Small optimization here. You can get on the speeder from the back. That'll push it in and give you some distance while you're getting in.
Everyone assumed it was free.
Try to avoid hitting obstacles in that room because it does lose more than it looks like. Get off the speeder. I literally have him exactly where I want him immediately, which is just lucky. I want him in that spot, so I'm just going to go for the setup because I know it's going to work. Okay, this will 100%. Yeah. I just knew. It's hard to explain. The setup takes a lot of practice, but it is good. So this is bad RNG. This is the first, like, really, really bad RNG in the run, but it actually could have been a lot worse. So you get the 2 guys blocking the choke point here, and then luckily there wasn't another guy in my way, but that's not great RNG, and, like, that's just pure RNG. There's really nothing you can do about it.
It was a really good start, so it's not a big deal. But like, that could have been like a fucking goal, dude.
These 4 shots are a little tricky. You gotta shoot facing directly right, but you can't move in the air at all. And then you move to the right, jump left, and then yeah, they're just hard shots to hit without killing yourself. Honestly, Sub Laser.
What's the reference?
Yoda.
For this? So, between your straight up, you jump, get 2-second
Alright.
death, you'll respawn. And jump.
All right, PSA to everyone who is taking a terrible line in this room: stick to the
2-second
wall,
death, you'll respawn.
and then 2, just so you guys don't keep doing this, the transition here, it's actually the whole door. So you don't need to jump into the middle of the door. And actually, you know what? I'm going to call someone out. 4-3. Surely not Bacon, right? He's got to be better than that. Okay, Bacon passed the test. I mean, there's one person that I need to look at. Sorry, I just... This, I gotta, like, prove my point, if you know what I'm saying. You guys think he does it? You guys think he does it? Oh my god, he doesn't do it. Alright. W for Senor. Rare win.
Collision.
Um,
And then
anyway,
you just lose
I
2
think
seconds.
these rooms are pretty intuitive. I just try to get hearts here. I started doing a strat here where I jump and I shoot the left door so that I can just dive while not getting hit by the explosion. Because I'm actually diving into the corner where it doesn't explode.
This song is so good, man. I love this song.
Yeah. Grab the power up, shoot the left do-back first, because otherwise the right do-back will push you. 1 attack. Everyone, stop doing 2 attacks. It's slower. Please stop doing 2 attacks on the do-back. It's definitely slower. Do-back is slower than Han movement by a lot, so try to get off it as early as possible. So then I double jump here just because it'll get me closer to the party, so I can switch to Obi-Wan first. And for some reason I didn't press the switch button, but it's kind of a weird spy fight skip setup. I don't know. It was just awkward, so I just kind of did it like that.
Phone's
Okay.
and now it's being weird.
So in Princess, I adopted a new strat. In room 1. Turn EBB off. I got this from Evan. Turn EBB off on the dropout. Shoot one of the troopers, and then you can just swap to Obi-Wan like this. It makes the movement into this transition a lot easier, because it's very easy to get stuck, and that'll obviously never happen if you do this. And then I hit it first try,
Wow.
which was really good.
Yeah, I kind of have to go for trash.
And I didn't lose any time here. So this is a great start to Princess. And yeah, really good. Anyway, now we're on to Tractor Beam. I did this insanely fast because despite what I just said, I did miss the out of bounds twice, which loses like 10 seconds. Do you not accidentally jump into the crane with that? No. Not really. So, if you want to do my setup for Tractor Beam, you just put Luke in the center of the 2. You can look at his shadow even. Center of the 2 pipes, and then just straight left jump. You're going to get caught on the collision. Go neutral, double jump. Once you're above the ceiling, hold left. Bang, bang. That's all it is. Turn EBB on. I'm going to kill these guys. I'm probably going to shoot behind me once. And then this happens. So if you guys don't know, when this happens, you're not doing the shot. You can see me try and do the shot, but he's just going to shoot behind me. So I was like, yeah, well, fuck it.
Can't do the shot.
We're not doing it. Which is really annoying, but I got lucky, and he showed up. I mean, the tractor beam was really fast. And sometimes when the tractor beam is too fast, he actually doesn't show up. But, you know, whatever. I just, you know, I usually go for it, but I knew I couldn't do it there. One way to identify if you need to shoot over to the left is if you hear the big boxes breaking sounds. It's going to be this next one. That one. You can hear the studs bouncing on the ground. So now I know that there's going to be a guy. But I also hear the pulling gun out noise right here. Chewie pulls his gun out. If you look back there, Chewie pulls his gun out. So because of that, I know that there's a guy next to me. So I will just shoot him early.
What happens? Wow, that was an awesome part despawn.
And yeah, this is interesting. Love when this happens. Yep. So now I'm at 1 heart, which is pretty much guaranteed that I'm probably gonna die later in the level. So yeah, cool. Remember for this, I think most people know this, but for this strat, you don't want to take the grapple. You can look when I press it. I press it right when he is no longer, he's past this like line, the left of the blue line pretty much. That's when you want to press that button to grapple up. And you should not ever get an aggro that way. So you're just like going too early. So I also don't have Chewie, as is pretty obvious. This is the literal worst possible death. It's the first frame I could have gone under the door is when I die. So it's just the worst possible death. And I barely even beat Luke to the elevator. I don't even think I would have if I took a good line. So try to avoid shooting as much as possible in this room because it slows you down a little bit. But there was just a guy left there.
Yeah, I gotta go for trash kid. This is just so bad.
So you can hear me just coping. And I could not decide if I wanted to go for trash skip. This is just a weird thing. I should always be going for it.
It's
but
like trash skip is not the problem though.
Genuinely,
I did, but
if I had gone for it, I would have gotten a 222 flat. So I can only be glad that I didn't go for it.
This is what I'm concerned about. If I push it back in, I think I could just like lose audio entirely.
Oh yeah, I also fucked up my headphone cord. I don't know how it happened, but it did.
Yeah, okay, so if I get...
So I decided not to go for trash skip. Spoiler alert.
I'm not doing it.
I just didn't go for it. I just built it with Chewie. And I was having a pretty bad day of runs today, so I just decided not to do it. This run I had pretty much already accepted was probably dead. And I just wanted to get something out of episode 4.
Look at that. Saved 3 seconds.
But I will probably go for it now. I don't think there's any reason I would need to save 3 seconds. But it was this exact situation that I was thinking about. I was like, well, what if I get a 221.57 without trash skip? And it would have been a 222 flat with trash skip, because it's 3 seconds. It is literally this exact situation. So, yeah. You can see Zach in chat trying to mislead me.
Dude. It's kind of true at this point.
And then me trying to, you know, force him into running TCS. So anyway, 132, low 132 out of this room. So thinking about that, the best I'll get with trash skip is like a mid 135. So just getting that good start to the level felt so good. Knowing that, like, okay, I still haven't made any mistakes, right? Like,
that's just like casual gameplay at that point.
It's still like a good DSE. Yes, I didn't go for trash skip, so it's slow, but I haven't made any mistakes. That is a very underrated like confidence / mentality thing with not going for strats. Not great menuing there. Pretty mediocre. So I probably went for the one shot, but it didn't work. I go for this now. I think I went a little early there, but honestly, that was mainly just unlucky. That lost a couple seconds. But I think it's worth going for because you don't really ever lose your helmet from it. Turn EBB off. Remember, I am on 40. I'm looking at a much shittier screen than is in the VOD here. Almost went too early, but we're chilling. My Ripmore skip setup is very easy, in my opinion. I do a jump, double jump, wait a little bit. I'm going to hold straight left. Look at my controller there. Straight left. Once it pushes me in, I see that I'm getting pushed in. You can literally see my leg is in the wall. I'm going to start holding up, and I'm going to jump. The jump is important because otherwise you might hit the kill plane. Do the movement, whatever. It's
That's a lesson that you guys should all remember. Don't practice. Doesn't help.
So the reason I said that is because in my last run, I lost like 30 or 20 seconds on Ripmore skip or something. I think it was like 15, and I didn't practice. I just like did another run. And then yeah, this happened. I got a first try. Although I never really miss it, so I think that was kind of a fluke. I just like forgot what the timing was. On this, my setup is once Chewie passes this Stormtrooper right here, this one, once he passes that one, I'm going to use the panel. And once he gets into the corner, that's when I'm going to drop out. Then I'll call back in immediately, jump into the door, and then drop out. And I think I made a comment here. I don't know why I remember this. I haven't watched the run yet, but I'm pretty sure I made a comment here about how menuing is really hard on 40 hertz. Because it is. Because you are doing menuing that you normally do on 60 FPS on 40 FPS instead. And so it's very easy to drop inputs. Because if you go too fast, the inputs just won't come out. So, yeah. Okay, maybe I didn't make that comment here, but I made it somewhere in this run. Anyway, it is really hard to menu on 40 hertz. Or actually, I guess I said that earlier in the level, but
incredibly like empowering to read.
So for this shot here,
Believe it or not.
I don't know why I keep fucking this up. I'm holding straight up. You actually don't want to be straight up if you're over here. The only time you can hold straight up is if you're like here-ish. Because right now, like, obviously I'm not going to target it. I need to be way further left on the screen. So at that point, I'm like, all right, let's just go right in front of it and grab the power up. And that could have made it a little bit better.
Well, it's not.
Yeah, the reason we play in 40 hertz is because for Ripmore skip, it clips you out really easily. And if you don't have it on 40, it's very hard.
That bad.
It's basically the size of it.
Yet.
So I started doing, for the end room, I started doing a strat where I just use the control stick. I used to use the D-pad, but at this point, I'm just like, whatever. I know this is going to work. Straight right, this will work. I'm not too concerned about it anymore.
Okay, my audio is so fucked. I don't know what is going on.
And this split just makes me feel so much better. Like,
Oh my.
okay. Getting a 402 DSE with no trash skip feels good. One, that's not bad in general. Two, I didn't make any mistakes. So yes, I didn't go for trash skip, but I didn't miss it. Starting off DSE with a missed trash skip feels a lot worse than a 3-second time loss, because it is. Right? And so, in general, if you are gonna, like, not go for it, you're probably gonna feel more confident if you can play the rest of the level well. And so, that's the thing, right? It's like, since I missed Princess out of bounds, I haven't made a mistake. Which is like 10 minutes almost, like 8 minutes or something of good gameplay. And so like now I'm actually feeling confident. I missed the insta shot here. That was a really bad setup though, to be honest. That's probably what I said to myself actually as well. But that was a bad setup. I get that sometimes, but that one was not it. So I'm going to get 2 torpedoes there. I have 2 and 4 for this, which means I'm going to need to grab 2 on the X-Wing. Enter this room, or exit this room at mid 140, which is actually pretty good for no insta-target. That's actually quite good. No hearts there, which is kind of annoying. And then I did an interesting strat here, where I shot with the player 2-1 first to avoid blanking, and it did work. Because I had another 107 pace exit where I got a 458 rebel attack, so I worked on this level quite a bit after that. And I mean, it might be very obvious. My rebel attack's got a lot better since then. Even though this is losing like 3 seconds.
I guess the audio probably sounds completely
Excuse me.
It's just like fuck for me.
Like, it's not that bad. Like, this is still a pretty decent rebel attack. I'm gonna skip, obviously, this boring-ass gameplay. So I switched my ending. I do this ending now. It's a lot more consistent. Turn around here and go out and then cut in, spam as fast as you can. Shot early there. It's going to give me a decent target, but it just took a long time to hit. So that's like a low 23 rebel attack, which is honestly one of the best splits of the run so far. I should be getting that every time, but I don't. And hopefully I will now that I've practiced it a lot more. Okay, it's actually high 22. Like that's a really solid split time to get. Okay, we're gonna skip the whole shop trip and shit. Obviously. Right. Oh wait, didn't I lose a bunch here? Yeah, I did. So okay, now we get into the, I think by the numbers, the worst split of the run so far, which is Jabba's.
To the point where they have every resource they need.
So that first one is pretty good. Unfortunately, I'm getting really unlucky on the targeting here, and I don't know if you guys noticed, because it's really hard to tell if you're playing. But from watching just now, I'm pretty sure I hit that top thing like once. Like, let's see. 1, 2. I hit it twice. You need to hit it like 4 or 5 times. So 3, and then 4. So that is terrible. This was 2 days ago, I believe. Or, yeah, 2 nights ago, I guess. So that's a really bad start to this level. And then honestly, I was really nervous. I don't know why, because I wasn't super attached to this run, but a 108.30 is like not that bad. Like, that's actually pretty good. So I was quite nervous. Effect settings. I mean, it's fucking flawless menuing, but I went into effect settings. So what can you really say, right? Once I hit extras, I'm flying. Like, that's very, very good menuing. But it's also menuing I've practiced a lot, so.
Maybe how much is this losing?
So I don't actually know how much that lost, but I would imagine the gate thing lost like 10 seconds from the beginning.
Honestly, if it's only 10, I wouldn't be too upset. Wait, it's okay. Maybe my best room might exit is better than that, because it's definitely more than 6.
Okay, so this room, I mean, this room is just like, do I really need to watch this room? No, this is like the easiest room in the game. Okay, so then there's Droid Avoid. This did not go very well, from what I remember. I'm not in the right spot, still not in the right spot, now I'm in the right spot. Yeah, so I can literally tell you when it's going to start working, and I can see that it's not going to. Nope, 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 now. Now it's going to start working. This one should work. Yeah, so the thing is, the way I do this is I use forcing the thing to like adjust where Chewie's position is. It's actually not that precise, which is why you can get it by just like spamming attempts. But I tried not to set it up for too long, because then it's just slow. Alright. So out of bounds movement, whatever.
Where I really need to hit spiderless first try.
Yeah. So I say this and I don't hit it first try. Spoiler alert. This is really bad. I don't remember what I did wrong here. I guess I'll actually just check. I mean, I'm already really far right. Okay, so coming up here, that's too far right. That's still too far right. Still too far right. Still too far right. Now it's too far left. See, you see, this is the problem with this trick. Is that this, like, we can even assess how much did I tap up on the control stick. Let's actually see. Okay, too far right here. I'm looking at the control stick on my input display. All right. 1, 2, 3, 3 frames. I tapped up for 3 frames, and now it's not going to work. Like, and I didn't even tap up all the way. I tapped it up. I tapped it like halfway. That's rough, dude. Trying to like tap up for 2 frames or less, like that's really hard to do. And it just means that like in order for me to hit it in that position, I needed to tap up for exactly 1 or 2 frames. That's really hard.
What?
So this one I actually thought should have worked. I actually think I kind of got scammed on this one because I'm pretty sure this setup was correct. Honestly, I think the setup was correct. And you can kind of tell because I get pushed out. Well, it was a little far left, I guess, but like I did get pushed out of bounds halfway and then just up onto the thing while it was coming back. Oh, you know what?
No, what?
That must have been like a pixel too far left.
Fuck out of here.
I don't even know why that one worked. I don't know.
I was literally in the wall. Okay.
So yeah, at this point, I did not
Good card.
like this run. I was actually kind of pissed. And this is probably where I stopped attaching myself to this run. Maybe
16.
right here, perhaps?
It's around 20.
Or wait, did I not mess the cycle up? I thought I did. I'm not watching the Rancor fight. Oh, that's what happened. The Rancor got stuck on the fucking rock. This is so rare nowadays. Like, yeah, I can kind of see this happening. He should be further right for sure. But I still just didn't expect it to
Oh
happen.
my god, dude. Fucking go.
And yeah, so for those of you that don't know, the backup for this is to pan the camera upright, like I'm doing here, and then go upright. And that'll get him unstuck from the rock.
Fucking go.
But still, it's obviously slow. And so
Worse than a 6-6.
that's a really bad job. That's the worst split of the run by the numbers. And
I was there when you came up with the early.
whatever. It's followed by not the worst split of the run. In fact, it's probably the second best split of the run. Maybe the
Guy
best.
breaking free from Chain's image.
Yo, what up, Jabish?
Whoa.
So, okay.
Guy breaking
Just
free
like to
from
point
Chain's
out,
image.
this section right here is so stupid. Because pushing Han is really dumb. Sometimes you don't need to push him. But sometimes you do. For whatever reason. Anyway, I'm doing the new cutscene skip. Very, very simple with my setup that I just did there. Gonna drop out, and then I do 2 shots, so 1, 2, and luckily, my first shot hits the skiff guard, so my second shot is actually gonna hit Boba. And then on my triple shot, I'm just gonna kill him.
Oh my.
And that's gonna get a 139. Despite the fact that the beginning of this room was really slow, that fight was really good. So, then I did something really stupid for no reason. I killed this guy, and chased after a heart while I was at 4 hearts, because who knows why I did that. And that lost even more time. Okay. Then I'm just doing the movement up to topless, and the key here is to just not die with Luke, because it won't matter how many hearts are out. Then somehow I don't even get hit anyway. So it's like the opposite of what I really needed regardless. I will die, mess up the menuing.
How did I even press
215 is losing like 4 seconds. But then I got shot twice. So
twice?
honestly, I don't know how I could have avoided this because this is part of the setup for topless, right? Like, so I can't avoid that first shot. And then like, there is literally no way to avoid the second shot. I have to get an edge jump like that.
Well, I'm gonna make it. I'm just gonna.
And so being at 2 hearts kind of sucks in this situation. And then the guy dropped down early, which again, I don't know why this happens, but it's, you know, gonna make it a lot harder for me to survive. And I have to do a bunch of extra forces.
Force confused inputs I just put in.
But I almost survived. If I was holding left, I think I would have survived. Because like that was really close to not hitting me, and I think I would have survived if I hadn't
almost survived, dude. That would've
gotten
been
hit there.
sick.
But it's still a 241 room 1, which is, if I hadn't died there, this would have been a 432.
4 of them alive as well.
All right, so then I get a good elevator room. and then we'll go over my disco setup really quick. So I'm going to put my lightsaber away. I'm going to stand between these two orange things somewhere. Going to go into the corner with Chewie. We're going to stop moving with him. I'm going to hold up on the D-pad. Then I'm going to start walking and press build right when I go over this, like, you know, when I go over this sort of, whatever you want to call it, hump on the collision.
I don't think that's gonna work.
It's very weird. Hard to describe, but I did mess the setup up. I didn't press them on the same frame, but I mean, it worked, so I'm not going to complain. And then, yeah, I do Evan's new strat here. I'm going to shoot a bunch of them with Han. That's going to allow me to get, like, a decent end platform. I'm going to kill that guy with Chewie since I have the power up. Han needs to make his way over to the box. And, not the greatest C-3PO spawn, but a lot better than what I had before.
Might not be.
And, yeah, this is, like, a really solid end platform, to be honest. This Carcoon was really good. I did go into the extras menu twice. And it would have golden if I hadn't done that, but yeah. You know, good Carcoon equals PB. That's just how it works, right?
Like, what the fuck, man?
So what's left? Okay, so then I got completely scammed on this level. I'm not even gonna show the rest of the level. I'm just gonna show the part where I got scammed. I died. But the weird thing is, I'm alive. So I hit the tree. 1, 2, 3. On the third frame after hitting the tree, I die. Because that's the frame I pressed F2 on. So I just exploded when I pressed F2 for some reason. And then, for some reason, player 2 can't move when player 1 is dead. Okay. So then I just died on player 2 as well. And then I try to do a roll to get out of the, getting stuck with the iframes, and then I did a fucking backflip. And then got the slowest speeder skip of all time. Which was really stupid. I'm not showing the speeder end platform, no one cares. I will show Endor, though, because this level did honestly go pretty well. So for me, anything under a 630 is a good Endor for a run, because it's just such a hard level. And losing only 10 seconds on a level that is one of the hardest and the longest level in the game is, you know, important to me. Like, I will take losing, you know, 8 or 9 or whatever it was. So basic start to the room. I do something here, which is interesting that a lot of people don't do. I just started doing this, where I actually shoot an extra shot to get rid of that grapple. Because that will allow me to build this and push the box without getting shot. It's really nice. And I don't know why I wasn't doing it before. Okay, so this is a good exit out of that room. I got ghost hearts, that's all that matters. Oh, that's right. So I don't think I needed to check here, but there's literally no way I could have known. Because C-3PO isn't with me, but he was up the ramp. So I think I could have gotten away with not checking. Regardless, you know, if you look at the time loss from that, 3, I turn around at 238.2.
Oh, man. Yeah.
And I get back to that spot at 243.4. So that lost 5 seconds.
I'm pretty
If
sure.
I hadn't lost 5 seconds, this would have been a really, really good Endor.
What is that wicket spawn?
Yeah, I got a bad wicket position, which just makes it a little more annoying to swap to him. Loses some time.
This is terrible.
And so,
Or something.
307, yeah. That's losing like 6 or something. 6.5, I think. Gonna kill those troopers on my way over because you don't want them to interrupt the grapple build. The Secret Service has never had a talk with me, no. Hasn't happened yet. I got good RNG. There were no troopers over here, and Leia and Chewie came over together, which is good.
35. Yeah, probably 36 actually.
And yeah, this was worse than I thought it would be. It's a 337 flat,
And worse.
which is not a good exit out of that room, to be honest. You don't really want that kind of exit. Really bad power-up spawn. I mean, this part is just like an actual auto-scroller. Super jump, whatever. The movement I do here is call in, jump at the same time with both characters. Then on the second jump, it's a jump roll with Han. And then keep walking down until Leia falls. And then make sure I don't die with Leia while this is happening. And then we'll have enough hearts to be able to switch to him. And I had a really good bunker. We can just watch most of the bunker. Because this is the best bunker anyone's had in a run before. And it was almost like BTT bunker, except for this.
No.
That is the only reason
Why is that?
that it was not BTT bunker. It's so hard to step on this button with fucking Chewie, dude.
Why is that so hard? I don't understand.
He just like gets pushed off of it a lot of the time. Anyway, this part's a little boring. So for this camera pan skip, I pull the lever when I'm about halfway between this railing and the wall, which I was there, so I did that. That works pretty much perfectly. That setup like is good. Never really fails. And then I want to shoot that during the cutscene, so the door is all the way open. And then I'll take care of these. And then part of the bunker time save here was because I jump rolled while panning right, the party already started running to the left. That actually saves quite a bit. Normal camera pan skip. Gonna keep moving Han so that the party is always following. To get R2 as close to the panel as possible. And then to make this cycle for the camera pan skip, I have to start building. I can tell here, actually, because I jumped so late. Like, you can jump way earlier than this, right? So I can tell, okay, I'm already losing time. I need to start building the frame I hit the ground. So I do. I literally built the frame I landed on the ground. How does this camera pan skip work with dropping out P2? If you're talking about this one, you have to keep holding camera pan right, and you have to make sure you get the de-aggro. And they'll call in as like Chewie or someone over there on the left. And then once they are off screen, basically, that's when you drop out. And that'll just work. And for this one, you got to make the cycle as early as possible. So I get that build on the first frame of landing, and I push C-3PO as much as possible. You notice that with Han, I'm in the corner here. That's because if I go too far to the right, Chewie will jump over C-3PO, and then it'll be slower movement to get over there. And so I set up Chewie at the very edge in the middle. So it's like on the X coordinate as far left as possible, on the Y coordinate, or the Z coordinate, I guess, the depth, that one's in the middle. And then I get a really good tag because it's Leia, and that's exactly what you want to do the ending. And yeah, we just end up getting a really good bunker. Really nice Endor after getting super unlucky, losing 5 seconds to C-3PO not following. Okay, so then for this level, I had a 239 Destiny last time I played it, so I was just trying to focus on getting Ultra Kill. That's all I cared about. I had a kind of a scuff setup, but one safety hit into a successful Ultra Kill, I will always take that. Alright, and now we get into the actual worst split of the entire run.
Give me that, please. Thank you.
Which is going to confuse you, because if you look at this opening, it's actually good. So I actually got a really good opening. You can see I'm getting quite lucky here.
Did I miss one?
Thought I missed someone behind
Oh
me.
my god. What is
That
this?
actually is not who I missed, but,
Dude.
like, I'm getting very blessed right now with the RNG. Like I'm done at this point. Yeah. So I always say that. I don't know why, but when I have all the torpedoes I need, I'm like, all right, I'm done.
I didn't play that very well, but
And then I focus on playing it like it's free play.
fucking good RNG.
But yeah, amazing RNG. Basically the best RNG you can get there for the most part without getting like flooded with torpedoes the entire time.
Okay.
And then I got 3 torpedoes after I finished the opening. Like that is perfect RNG. Saves you 2 seconds on the inside. And so I use that RNG to just do this instead. So I'm just gonna go past it. But here's the problem. When you do that, you don't have a torpedo to spare. And so now I'm gonna need to get 2 torpedoes on both and not blank at all. Then I fucked up the flip, which, in my defense, this is actually quite the hard flip. If you look at the angle on my controller, I go from up right to down left, but just barely not 180 degrees. And yeah, so it doesn't actually work. And that is where tragedy strikes. The guy shoots me somehow, and I don't get the hearts from killing him. I'm so close to it. So then I'm at 1 heart.
Shit.
Fortunately, I got an extra torpedo, right? So that means I'm now safe. I don't have to worry about a blank. Until I die here. Well, not here, because I just meant to flip. I die here.
No, didn't even help.
The fastest backup is to do those 2 flips so that you can get 2 of the torpedoes. Now I realize, okay, now I can't blank. The good thing is I'm at 4 hearts, so it shouldn't matter.
Kinda made it
Well, I got shot once there,
very good, but it's fine.
and then I got hit by this turret, which is really annoying. I honestly don't know how to avoid this anymore.
Blank.
Okay. And then look at the player 2 torpedo.
Don't blank. Please, for the love of God.
What is that? It's heading straight for him, and then it bounces off of nothing.
Please,
And so I take damage hitting the door.
God.
And then somehow I take damage there as well. And I realized too late, I try to turn around on player 2, but that's going to hit the transition.
No!
And now we are losing like 20 seconds.
How did I die? I already got... That sucks.
And it just sucks to die that quickly, starting at like 4 hearts in that section. It's really annoying, but you can see, I see this torpedo. I actually should have been able to salvage this, because if you see right here, the torpedo actually does get shot out on my screen. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 frames to identify that. And I did see it at the end, but it was too late. I had already committed to the
And I can get that.
IT. So, yeah,
Rip, dude.
I lost like 20 seconds to that. And this is the worst split of the entire run.
Just lost like 20 seconds.
Unfortunately, it is what it is. Nothing you can do. There's gonna be time losses in a good run, and that was one of them. God, I was just going through that section, and I was just like, and now I'm just lying for some reason.
I wasn't even paying attention to the fact that you had to get a red brick.
Vehicle smart bomb available to buy. So okay,
I mean, this...
I'm gonna not spend too much time on Chancellor. The only important thing in this first room is that you get Anakin to spawn in the middle of the room, which I do. And he doesn't die. Next thing, I died here. You're always gonna die there, pretty much. I get that jump first try, whatever.
I don't even know how much that loses.
Honestly, pretty good room 2 exit. Room 2, yeah. Missed the deflect on player 1, but we clutched up with player 2. And this is a good start to the droid killings. The droid killings. I don't know why I said that. And then I realized I needed to just back this up because this was getting a little scuffed. 115, it's not great, but that's what my gold gets, so it's like it could be worse. And then I don't do MVE because once again I was just like, it's the same reason I didn't do trash skip. I was just not ready to let this run die. Like I could not let this run die. Yo, thank you, Shadow, for the congrats. So buffer jump, you know, this is just the standard movement here. I'm at 3 hearts, I'll probably take damage, so then I'll take an intentional death right here, and that's fine. I'm going to drop out R2 so I can call in this Anakin in the next room. It's crazy because I said you would wuss out. No, you said I would wuss out on massive world record pace. I was behind.
That shit.
Like, brother,
That scare anyone a little bit?
that would have been a terrible thing to go
I was
for.
convinced myself. Honestly.
Okay, so I actually am really surprised that this
I was
worked.
convinced myself.
Because this doesn't look like I went far enough away from the wall. I really can't believe that worked, honestly. I'm surprised. Okay, so then I had to take a little bit of time lost to kill that guy. You don't have to kill him, but it could have fucked everything up if he shot me while I was doing this.
Oh, what?
So this is interesting, actually. You can see how little confidence I had that this was going to work, to the point where I forced him, saw him halfway in bounds, and started pressing
What?
like the wrong direction, because I was like, oh, I was like, oh, I'm already out back in bounds. I need to do the setup again.
Oh, what?
And you can see I wanted to go back over to the right. And then normal movement. Not a particularly fast Chancellor, but a no disasters Chancellor is generally what you want.
John Burton.
And then I do my strat here, which apparently no one else is able to do. I don't know why it's not that bad. Okay. As is evident, by the way, the extras menuing, just all the menuing in this run is dog shit. I've gone into effect settings, I've gone into Cantina, I've gone into video settings, and I've gone into extras multiple times. It's very bad. This is some of the worst menuing I've ever had in a PB. Whatever, this room is fucking extremely boring. The only thing that you need to know about this room is that I'm at 2 hearts, and then I messed this up.
2 hearts. That's not good.
I went the wrong way here. I went to the right for some reason. 1024 by 768. That's not the resolution. Then I went the wrong way again, as you will... Well, I didn't go the wrong way. I just only went 1, and I meant to go 2. And so that lost a lot of time, and then I ended up dying. And then it turned into like a 7-second time loss in the end room. Okay, so then I'm just gonna... I don't want to relive this. I forgot to Discord screen share. Well, I didn't forget. I chose not to Discord screen share. I should have screen shared on Discord because of the fact that I didn't have Wallpaper Engine open. And I lost 20 seconds on Grievous. Okay, we're just gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna go through that level. I don't want to.
Like, why is this part of the run?
Yeah. I was really mad, honestly, because I thought it was over. Like, if you look at my BPT, right, it's a 221.04. That is bad. That's really bad. It's already at 221, and I'm not even out of Kashyyyk yet. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not good. All right. Anyway, so then we have Order 66. This section goes pretty well. Like 105. Low 105, actually. Yo, Hockey Lord, thank you. So I do a little thing here. You can't always kill that guy on the right, but what you can do is deflect his shot. And the good thing is that Chewie is just holding left pretty much, and you jump. So like you have the ability to time this if you're just focusing on it and using your peripheral for Chewie, but it does take some good 1P2C to execute that correctly. By the way, we're still on 4-3 here because I haven't paused yet. And I like being on 4-3 because it lets me see both these troopers. If you see in the top left, I can see both those troopers there. With Chewie, I can see them. So I can see if I've killed them. And then the dropout's going to take us back to 16 by 9. Yep. That's all I got to say on that. So, I wish I knew what caused this. I used to think it was Yoda's positioning. I think it was Yoda's positioning. I think I was too far down, honestly. But yeah, that sucks. That loses a lot. Not really a no cope for that, unfortunately. Anyway, good room 1 exit's like a 158. Like, it should have been better, but I'll take a sub 2 room 1 exit. I'm just tilted after Grievous, and at this point, this level is just me trying to untilt, right? So I like getting the power up on Yoda here. Just nice to not have to take damage. Normal beat shots. I hit them on the first 2 shots, which is really nice. Then a little bit of time loss with the lightsaber not coming out. I mean, this level is pretty, you know, just walk in a straight line, 1P2C, whatever. I went out of my way to kill this guy because I'm at 2 hearts on Chewie. Which is a little odd, but it worked. Once Chewie is... You don't want to drop out Chewie here because he could fall down. You want to jump again, and then once he's fully landed, you drop out. Otherwise, he can fall down on his own. Can you explain this in Fortnite terms? Number 1 victory royale. Okay, so I'm at 2 hearts with Yoda, which I pretty much know is going to be a problem, because you can't really get any hearts in this section. So I have to focus on clearing out these troopers. Luckily, I get some good shots on them, and I kill all the troopers, so the 2 hearts doesn't end up mattering. And overall, it's a really solid ending. And that's going to give me a 53 Kashyyyk, which is quite nice. Okay. Wow. Crazy way to put that. All right, Ruin. I mean, I'm just going to skip this first room. I'm actually just going to, like, skip most of this level. I got shot here and died. There you go. That was the only time loss, pretty much. I like to kill these 2 troopers, by the way, by walking into them with Yoda. So I'll walk here, and you'll see I'll keep walking until they die, because I really like killing at least one trooper that has 2 hearts. Then we're gonna do this, and then I make a very split-second snap adjustment here. I'm about to kill this guy with Obi-Wan. I decide, no, that's not worth it. I should just go forward with Obi-Wan and kill him with Yoda because Yoda can catch up. And Obi-Wan is the bottleneck. So that's just a small adjustment that I made. And upright. You guys don't know my library setup. Pan upright. Wait for the camera to finish panning. Put Yoda against the door. Drop out. Wait for the camera to finish panning again. Camera is no longer moving. Right? You can see it's no longer moving. It's just sitting there. Now we do library skip, and it always works. All right. PSA. Anyone who runs this game, this is where you force the cog from, okay? Here. You do it from here. Not in this area. Not over here. Not over here. You do it right there. It's like this. With player 2, 1 single jump, walk 1 step, force. That's it. Every time. It's not going to move. I can't believe there are people that force it from, like, so far into the room. There's just no reason to. But yeah, that's an important thing. Okay, here's Vader dropping warp. This is my normal setup. Run into the corner, turn around, quick double jump, walk a little bit, boom, boom. As I'm falling, now. That's when I do it. And you want to do it with the hut skip timing. Call in, 1. Literally the next frame. I did call in, pause. These are adjacent frames. That's how fast you want to do it. That's how you avoid Obi-Wan dying as well. Call back in, blah, blah, blah. And it's not the greatest start to the room. I kind of got a bad spawn with Anakin. So, interestingly enough, this room is a little nuanced as well. Obviously, you can slam early here, and then you're going to get on the 2 buttons, and then as it's opening, you actually don't need to wait at all, but you can see that this double jump, like, I'm not on the ground. I'm just double jumping into nothing. But if you double jump and time it correctly, you'll go through the gap as the invisible disappears, excuse me. And then if you time this perfectly, like I did, right when it comes up, I'll be able to force it, go through. And then overall, this room, I would say, was really good. And then so I forced this yellow thing here just so that there's no risk of Anakin accidentally killing himself. Because he can do that if you drop out at the wrong time and don't force that. So yeah. And then parkour room, I mean, is there really anything to talk about? I can talk about the house really quick. So you're gonna, to climb the house, you do a double jump, walk into the corner, and then go down and then up. And you need to like really have a good part of your walk cycle for it. But you can see that's how you climb the house. So like if you look at my input display, down and then back up, and like a half circle around. And then I wait just a little bit and then I just go. Because so by the way, I'm sure people have picked up on this. I do put my whole body into jump spacing. If you look at this, I do it every time. I try to be very, like, not superstitious, but I use patterns in my body language and whatever, like, to simulate an environment of spacing a jump so that it's the same every time. I want to, like, feel the jump spacing, you know? Because that's a really bad one to mess up as well. And then normal ending, whatever. Now we have a really long cutscene. 1:55:19 is not... It's not a great episode 3 exit. Like, I should be looking for a 1:54 at this point. But I haven't exited episode 3 on record pace in so long that I was just like, who cares, man? I'm gonna clutch this one up. And then now we can talk about easily the best split of the run, I think. It's, you know, whatever. So for first barrier skip, I try to get like a 45-degree angle, and I try to have low velocity going into this. So I slow down. You can see I kind of go neutral there, right? I'm neutral for like this whole period. If you look at my controller, I'm neutral. Tap, slight down, 45-degree angle. We're going to flip, and then we're going to call in right at the top. Bang. Right at the top. And then I get over really fast. And you can see that I use my body to time the call in as well. See? I'm very animated about like how I time this stuff. But you can see that I go like that to time it. This menuing is also terrible. You know, you might be noticing a theme at this point. Just terrible menuing in this run. Oh, well, I also just said that, yeah. Second barrier skip, yeah, whatever. Okay, I'm just gonna quickly go through this arena because it's insane.
And I'm pretty sure it's because I had a bunch of stuff open.
Mediocre start to this wave, and then watch this fucking VSB, dude. Like, one VSB kills 5 of them in a really, like, weird way. And then this wave is, like, fucking crazy. I'm staggering my VSB triggers here. So we get 4, 6, 8, 9, and then immediately get that 10th one. That's really, really good RNG. Right? That's really, really, really good RNG. And then guess what happens next? I get the double spawn. And then I kind of fucked this up. Like, I could have done this a lot faster. But regardless, this is really good. Like, what is this, 4:30 or something? Yo, Comfy, thanks for the GGs. What's up, Coco? Yeah, 4:30. And then, dude, this last wave is so ridiculous. Look at that. They're all dead.
What the fuck is this Hoth?
Like, that is the luckiest Hoth I've ever had by far. It's so crazy. And so I actually could have golded this by like 2 seconds if I had hit that bomb into him perfectly, but I just wanted to make sure that I secured the good Hoth. Like, that's so good. I cannot overstate how lucky that Hoth was. It was really, really, really good RNG. And then we followed up with a terrible split. A split time that you should just never get here, especially not after you get the fast bomb build. Because what I do here is I do 2 jump rolls, 1 shot, 2 more jump rolls, and then 1 more shot, and then I build a bomb. Same thing every time for me. 2 jump rolls, 3 jump rolls, and then I land. I tried to land on top of that thing to get the cancel, but that was fine. So this is a good start. Like, this is a genuinely good start. And then if you've watched the tutorial, you know 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to go 1 and 2 shots. That should take care of everything. Then we're going to go in here. This is my best entrance into this room already. Like, this is a really good echo base so far. Okay, I mean, cutscene skip, whatever. And then I don't die with Leia until really late. So that's where the time loss starts. I'm going to do the drop and warp. I mean, even still with that time loss, this is still a really good start to echo base, right? This is going to be a 150. A 150 is all you need. That's good enough for me to still gold. Okay? And then, crazily enough, I do this room correctly too. I do a triple shot to get rid of those guys, and then I grab the power up really late, and we're going to be perfect right on the cycle, and then I do this absolute dog shit attempt. Why am I jumping from right here? How would this possibly work? I'm not even close. That is not close to getting up. And then I got flustered, and I just did not remember my setup, so I did the super jump by accident. And that actually ended up losing quite a bit. Most of the time lost in this level is from that. So I don't get fast build on the bomb at all, and I'm already like 6 seconds behind my gold at this point, I think. Then I do this. I actually do not get this movement, which, honestly, someone's got to tell me why this didn't work. Like, oh, I went too early, right? I went too early, didn't I? Yeah, the door pushed me back. Okay, I went too early. Interesting. Yeah, so I went a little bit too early there. Anyway, I do 1 shot with Leia here, and then another shot. That's going to kill C-3PO, because you want C-3PO to respawn close to the button. Otherwise, he's going to follow Han over to the left. I get off the button super early, because I'm just trying to save this horrible split at this point. So we can see how many frames early that is. 5 frames early. You can actually go up to like 10 frames early, but anyway. Yeah, this is bad, and then I find a way to make it even worse. So this room is already scuffed. Like, I don't know how this happened. And then I do like this. I just want to call this the Zack Classic at this point. I don't think anyone else misses Falcon Jump besides me.
Yeah, I just saw that one coming.
So that lost around 3 seconds. Terrible. Yeah. Terrible split. That was a terrible split. That's about 10 seconds. All right, wait, hold on. Play the ending of the beginning of this level. I don't even know what I was gonna say about the beginning of this level. I don't know. It's pretty good, I'm pretty sure. I decided to spam like super fast at the beginning, and it just worked. Yeah, if you go on my channel, there's a tutorial for the game, which is not just me, but I made a lot of those videos, and it'll be updated at some point. And I'll be working on that with all the scripts and like the voiceovers and stuff. I also have a miscellaneous tutorials playlist for a bunch of tricks, and just like I have a lot of tutorials on my channel. They're in the resources channel in the Discord as well, or on the guide section of speedrun.com. So I was right. I just did need to get lucky here. We're gonna just skip through this entire fucking section. I will say though, honestly, pretty good boulder entrance. 223.1, like, or 223.0 actually. Is that 222? 223.0. Like that's a good boulder entrance. That really is actually quite good. And I didn't get the most insane boulder, but having a good start to the level is just gonna be a good cushion, especially when you get a boulder that like is going slowly. Like you're gonna get all the targets eventually. Did that one hit? I think it did. No, it didn't. But I mean, it was right there. So this is a bit of a scam, I would just like to point out. Because I think that was the last target I hit. So I go to do this one, and then it just won't let me target the one on the left. which is super annoying.
So unfair.
And so now I'm sitting here with, well, okay, so that wasn't the last target. Okay, you know, honestly, I think it didn't even lose time.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
I think it didn't even lose time. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that didn't lose time. And I just got a really good Falcon plate. 330. That's really fucking good. The RNG in this run, very, very good. Pretty much carried by the RNG. Alright, so I messed up the beginning of this, and I'm already getting a bad room 1. And this split is trash. This split is absolute trash. But this one, I'm just gonna blame on nerves, because it actually was. Like, I was so nervous in this split. You can actually see, if you look at, like, my body language in my face, I'm just trying to keep calm the whole time, and I'm like, I'm just really shaky. Like, honestly, you probably can't tell. I don't know why I said that. Like, I just felt shaky, okay? Like, I know that whenever I'm playing, I look like I'm dead inside, but I promise you I was actually very, very nervous. And I was very nervous for that trick as well. But yeah, we clutched up on that one.
It's fine.
Hut skip, blah, 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 blah. Pickle jump, I mean, you know the deal. I'm gonna skip through until the Vader fight here. So, I had a really, really rare thing happen. I stepped on 3 buttons in the cave, I think. So R2 followed me, which was just incredibly stupid of me. I don't know why I did that, because I literally had been talking to Evan about not doing it, I believe, the previous night. Anyway, called in as R2. Intentionally lost some time on that first slash so that I could make the first cycle normal, but it ended up not really doing anything. So missing that movement is going to lose quite a bit as well. And it's just going to make the whole cave really scuffed. You know, I'm in like the wrong spot with all my characters, and I accidentally moved Yoda and slashed or slammed way too early. Like, just this whole cave is terrible. And yeah, that's quite unfortunate. I think this section is probably normal. You know, whatever. I don't really ever lose time in this section anyway.
Really? Okay.
But I did.
I mean,
You can hear that I zapped the panel instead of actually using it. Just lose like a second, and then whatever. It's a 455. It's quite bad. It's quite bad. So yeah. Room 1 super jump is like, I'm not really worried about this trick anymore. I don't think I've ever missed it, actually, in a run. So that's my setup right as soon as I finished double jumping. And then I got, once again, really lucky. Didn't die with Luke. Somehow. Didn't die with R2 either. And yeah, got a really good start to this level just because of that. 110. Like, that's really good. Okay, so what I do here is I hold down right on keyboard and do a single jump. And then once I hear him land, because I'm not looking at Luke, right? I mean, obviously I have a little bit of peripheral on him. I'm looking at R2. I hear him land, and then once I hear him land, you can see it's a little bit delayed. That's when I'm going to turn around with R2 and start flying. And I know everyone has like a slightly different setup for this, but I go from the 3rd step. And I try and land on the panel early, and then, you know, fly from the panel. It's panel fly. What else is there to say? And then I use a Q for when to go here. I start flying once I'm like past these 3 dots. These 3 right here. And then once I'm past the next 3 dots, that's when I jump with Luke to come over. And then you just got to make sure you use the panel early, otherwise the platform won't be out in time. You know what's interesting? I am at 1 heart right now. Did I I'm kind of curious what is how that's gonna end up. Anyway, I did one force push here because I've been doing the 2 force push movement and it's been not really working very well. So I just kind of ditched it just for the 1 force push to be safe. Practiced this quite a bit recently, and I did a very fast setup. As soon as he's in the wall, that's how you know you're good to go. And yeah, so we got that. Saw about a third of my character. That's less than I would have liked, and so to account for that, you can see if you look at my control stick, I'm actually going to be, instead of holding straight up, I'm going to be holding up and right a little bit. So you'll see, yep, I'm moving right there. And that's going to prevent me from losing height, which will happen if you're not like halfway in bounds. So that's a good backup for that sort of edge case, I guess. And then I flew from higher than I normally would here, just in case I miss the transition. I will fall into it as a backup. But luckily, I heard myself clip in, or I saw myself clip in, I guess. Hit the cutscene skip. I am at 1 heart, and what was interesting is like, I could have just died here, but I guess I didn't. Okay, so let's see. That's my jump, 207.3. Really? Okay, so now I want to do a quick check just to see why this missed. So I just want to know how many frames early I was. Huh. I was 1 frame early. Would you believe it? 1 frame early on my double jump. And as I said before, if you look at my face cam, I really, I really use my whole body for these, but there we go. Second try. This is a really good CCT, especially for this kind of pace. Like, I know it's second try DB3, but everything else was really, really good. And then panel fly, yeah, that's what this is, panel jump. So my setup for this is I walk up to it, jump, tap up for like a few frames, and then I'll land on the panel and I'll hold straight left. And that just lets me, it basically lets me use the panel as a normal floor. So that took a lot of nerves off when that happened. Even though it wasn't, you know, done. I did the frostbite slash to end it off, you know, in style. And yeah, big ass opening cutscene right here. Minute 17 or something. So okay, I'll be honest, I already started getting nervous when I missed this shot. I know this sounds really weird, right? But I play this first room very methodically, and if anything is going wrong, it can start to become a problem. So I missed this first shot, and so I realized that my second shot with Leia is also going to miss, which it does. But I do a backup shot with Lander to kill those 2 troopers. I hold up left and shoot with Leia to hit that the grate and break it. And I end up salvaging the beginning of that room into pretty much no time loss. The perfect time for the DB3 jump, it's 0.567 or 0.583 or 0.600. Those have to be the distance between your first and second jumps for DB3 to work. That's at 60 FPS, of course. So no early shot. That's kind of my fault. I should have been aiming a little bit to the right, more position to the left, but that's fine. I'm going to take 2 shots here. So you'll notice that I don't shoot instantly. I'm not spamming, right? You can see with player 1, I'm not spamming it. I'm going to wait to walk a little bit with Leia, and then I'm going to shoot a few times. And then I'm going to do a triple shot because he's now down 2 hearts. I only need to hit him twice for the fight to be over. And so the best way to do that without getting the weird soft blocky thing is to do a triple shot, but shoot slowly. So I do 3 slow shots instead of 3 fast shots. Unfortunately, I think I did not make it over Boba there, which is fine. Just going to make this movement a little weird. Keep in mind, yes, my BPT is a 221.45, but I say this every time. My gold here is really good. So I needed a good Bespin still. Like, it was, I couldn't get like a mediocre Bespin. I needed a good Bespin. Okay, so I clear out the troopers as fast as possible. And then this is a backup that I'm really proud of because I've never seen anyone else do this. I see these 2 civilians in the top right, okay? When I come into the room. This is what, dude, this is why I want to do a run with an eye tracker, because I think this is really cool. This is the coolest thing about 1P2C, right? So I'm like, I see these 2 civilians. You can actually see in my face, I'm like, well, maybe I don't show it, but I'm like looking, yeah. So now I move my eyes to look in the top left to see the troopers that Lando is killing, because Leia no longer is focused on that. And then now I'm going to punch these 2 civilians to save the fucking run. I think this is sick. I shoot Boba and I go for as fast of a door clip setup as I can. Get it first try.
Please, God, no.
So you might be wondering why I said that. 1 heart on both players. If you've ever played this game before, you've probably experienced the shitty thing that can happen where you jump up like this, and while you're in the air, the trooper on the other side of the door will kill you, and then you respawn back at the start of the door clip. And that could have been the end. I actually thought it was going to happen. But once again, this run is just too lucky. It's just too fucking lucky, dude. I just got lucky everywhere.
Yes.
And I barely managed to get the swap off before I died. And so at this point, I was like, all right, it's almost done. It's almost done, but like, I'm still going to play the rest of the level well. I didn't have to do this shot. I should have known that the early trooper was the guy on the left, but yeah, anyway. That probably lost around 1.5 seconds. I just wanted to be safe. I didn't want an aggro. So you might be wondering why I'm walking, because you want to...
Let's go, baby.
You want to... You normally want to jump roll here, but it's so hard to take a good line that I try to avoid taking a bad line by just walking. And it really doesn't lose much of anything. To be honest, like, that's the same amount of time it would take for me to get from the lever to the panel anyway. So I just did it because it's easier. My hands were shaking. I was very nervous. I didn't think I was going to spam fast enough. And then I clutched up on this room. I'm just going to play it. And, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell if you're not like a top runner, I'm sure, because this room is very weird. But this platform is so good. I'm going to play it again after this, actually. Because, like, okay. Look at this. If you really want to see why this is good, pay attention to Lando specifically. If you watch Lando the whole time, watch all of these shots. Like, this is so good. That is the best I've ever done that section. And I actually clutched up very hard on that. So I'm very proud of that. Of how I played this level, I would say, with the nerves that I had going on. And then... the fucking panic, bro. Oh, dude. I thought it was over. I thought it was over because I didn't fucking grab R2 right there. I was like, dude, I think it's actually the end. But yeah, did not panic. A lot of composure at the end of this run. I'm really happy with just like my composure in general through the end of this. Classic damage boost. You know, whatever. A nice little strat that I do here that I think a lot of people should pick up as well. So I zap both these troopers with R2 so that I'm not getting shot at. Even though I was at 4 hearts, it's not going to be a big deal normally, but... And once I hit box clip, you can just see the relief on my face when I look at the timer on the auto dropout. 2:20:27. If you play the end platform normally, it can even be under 1:30 from the auto dropout. So I knew it wasn't like done, but like I just needed to like keep calm pretty much. Like unless I had a big disaster where I missed a trooper for like 3 seconds, it was probably gonna be fine. Not much to say about this surf here. Not really a surf, just kind of a jump roll. And then you want to land right on that lever, which I did. And then, so I do a little bit of a strat here that I got from Evan, I think. I like to push R2 with Leia because I just want to squeeze every ounce of time save that's left in the run at this point. And then I'm not going to be able to get my shots off onto these troopers. I'm only going to be able to get one shot off, and it's just going to kill me. But I enter the end platform at 2:22:23, so I need a 36 end platform. You don't usually get worse than 36. Like, honestly, I got terrible RNG in my run, but like, that doesn't usually happen. However, I did leave some troopers alive, so I shot 2 shots behind me to get rid of them, and then this almost killed the run. Because what happened here is I shouldn't have jump rolled. It was fine to jump roll the first time, but the second one was bad because this spacing is terrible. I was barely on the platform when I died. If I was on the bridge, I would have respawned back at the beginning. It would have auto dropped me back to like R2 or something, and then that probably would have been the end. Now this trooper is still behind me. You actually don't need to kill any of the troopers behind you to complete the end platform. So I just ignored him. The only reason I killed the group of them when I came into the room is because you don't want to automatically target them, ideally. Honestly, I feel like I played the end platform kind of decently here. I just got incredibly terrible RNG, to be honest. Like, this is really bad RNG. You can get really lucky. Like, I got a 29 the run before that, but I did not get really lucky here. That death, I thought might have been the end. Like, I honestly didn't know, because this end platform felt so bad, and, like, I actually didn't know. Like, I fully expected to look at my timer and see 57 when the cutscene started. But it is one interesting thing is just for these like 10 seconds, look at my eyes and like my face, and you can see where I'm looking, how I'm like diverting my attention to both characters. I think that's really cool. How you can see that I'm like, all right, look at player 2, look at player 1, you know, go back and forth, try and focus on both players at the same time. I think that's a really cool thing. And then, of course, my eyes dart over to the left. That's me looking at my timer and seeing 53. Because at worst, it's like 5 seconds from this cutscene if you're this close to the Falcon door. Oh my god! So anyway, that was really loud. You guys are really lucky I have a filter on my mic, because Bob Toad certainly heard it. It was really, really, really loud. Like, maybe my loudest one yet. Honestly. It was quite loud. But there you go, man.